Well, after a heady Sunday for the BJP storming to power in Haryana and becoming the biggest party in Maharashtra, the focus now shifts to government formation. Who the BJP ties up with in Maharashtra will likely dominate news today. Good morning and a very warm welcome to the Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha television. I'm your host Frank Pereira. Let's begin with the latest headlines. BJP celebrates big wins in Maharashtra and Haryana, becomes the single largest party in Maharashtra. Possibilities emerge of a fresh BJP Shiv Sena alliance after overtures from both sides. BJP Parliamentary Board discusses government formation in the two states, decides to send 2 observers each to Maharashtra and Haryana. Winter session of Parliament likely to start from November 24th, session expected to be a month-long affair. And in world news, Sri Lanka to contest EU's decision to delist LTTE as a terrorist organization. Island nation sends envoy to Strasbourg to lobby the EU against the order. Our top focus on the bulletin this morning is thumbs up once again for the BJP and the Modi-Shah duo. The BJP has stormed to power with an outright majority in Haryana and has become the single largest party in Maharashtra, just short of power on its own. Prime Minister Narendra Modi hailed the election results as historic. In the emphatic win in both states, many party candidates achieved huge victory margins. In Haryana, the party comes to power for the very first time and with an absolute majority. The incumbent Congress government, led by Bhupinder Singh Hooda, has been decimated. Let's now take a look at the final tally in the two states. Even though BJP won 122 out of 288 seats in Maharashtra, they are still short of 23 seats to form the government. The Indian National Congress won 42 seats, NCP 41, Shiv Sena coming in second with 63 seats. Till October 19th, the BJP had only 4 MLAs in Haryana, but yesterday, after the final results came out, the BJP easily crossed the halfway mark of 45 in the 90-member assembly, winning 47 seats. The Indian National Congress won 15 seats, INLD came in second with 19, and the Haryana Janhit Congress won just 2 seats. Well, after the resounding victory, the focus shifts to government formation in the two states. In Haryana, it's only a question of the BJP announcing its chief minister. But in Maharashtra, the party is 23 short of a majority and it needs a partner to join it or support it from outside. Here's a look at the post-poll scenario.
Triumph at the hustings again. After taking the centre by storm in May, Maharashtra and Haryana snatched away from Congress clutches going back a decade and more, with politics in both states likely headed for a sea change. Victories in the 2 formerly Congress-held states heralds a further strengthening of Modi's hand and a cementing of Chief Strategist Amit Shah's place.
दोनों राज्यों में अब तक के चुनावी इतिहास में भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने सबसे बड़ी जीत अर्जित की है। दोनों राज्यों में भारतीय जनता पार्टी सरकार बनाने जा रही है। दोनों राज्यों में कांग्रेस को लीडर ऑपोजिशन का भी पद न मिले, इस तरह की स्थिति हुई है।
It's an outright majority in Haryana, but in Maharashtra, the fact remains that the magic halfway mark remains to be crossed. And the way forward likely means a patch-up of an alliance bitterly broken weeks before polling.
वो बहुत अनपेक्षित नहीं है नतीजे। शिवसेना के साथ मिलाना चाहिए और शिवसेना के साथ मेल होगा और जैसा 1995 में सरकार थी उसी प्रकार की सरकार अभी 2014 में भी बनेगी।
Even in the early stages of results trickling in, Maharashtra BJP President Devendra Fadnavis took the initiative, voicing the hope of all being well again with the former partner. Hours later, as a clearer picture emerged, back-channel talks got underway between the erstwhile alliance partners, with possibilities of a patch-up emerging, though the last-mile tensions persist.
इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूं कि पल भर मान लो कि मैं अगर पर्सनली जाऊं और वो मना करे तो बोले नहीं हम तो एनसीपी के साथ जा रहे हैं। मैं क्या कर सकता हूं? के बावजूद भी आप तैयार हैं? पहले आने तो दीजिए।
दिल्ली से
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के वरिष्ठ नेतागणों ने, उनके पार्लियामेंट्री बोर्ड ने कुछ रखते हैं, तो उसके ऊपर महाराष्ट्र की जनता ने जिस तरह से मैंडेट दिए उसके ऊपर उद्धव जी जो भी सोच करेंगे और जो भी निर्णय लेंगे वो अंतिम होगा।
On the other side, the Nationalist Congress Party reaches out to the BJP, promising support from outside while refusing to join the NDA, an effort to stay relevant.
कौन ऑप्शन होगा और किसके सहयोग से सरकार बनेगी, कैसे बनेगी, ये पूरा निर्णय भारतीय जनता पार्टी की पार्लियामेंट्री बोर्ड लेती है। मुझे लगता है थोड़ा इंतजार किया जाए तो आपको भी खबर मालूम पड़ जाएगा क्या होने वाला है।
In Haryana, the BJP sweep stands out for a plethora of reasons, from 4 seats to well over 40, the removal of a 10-year-old government and more. Above all, the party labelled it as a victory over age-old dynasty politics.
जाति पाति और क्षेत्रवाद से ऊपर उठ करके हरियाणा की जनता ने जिस प्रकार से सुशासन और विकास के पक्ष में ये मतदान दिया है, हरियाणा की जनता वंदनीय है।
The win goes down as historic in the backdrop of state elections to come in Jharkhand and Jammu and Kashmir, and a pointer at turnarounds thought impossible coming within reach. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television.
Well, let's get a perspective from the ground in Maharashtra right now. Our correspondent Rajkamal Rao joins us from Mumbai. The focus is going to be on Mumbai over the next few days because it's going to be interesting to see what really happens as far as government formation in the state is concerned. We've seen yesterday that, several overtures were made by the BJP. L.K. Advani saying that the BJP should go with the Shiv Sena. Even Amit Shah saying that the BJP did not really break the alliance. It was the Shiv Sena that broke the alliance with the BJP. So clearly, overtures are being made in that particular direction. But what's the feeling that you're getting from the ground there in Mumbai, Rajkamal?
Till late last night, BJP was adamant in reaching out to Shiv Sena. That was very clear from their party leaders' point of view. And the state leaders and central leadership spoke in the same voice. They said it was Shiv Sena who broke the alliance. But today morning, the situation is completely changed. There is a Shiv Sena's MLAs are meeting at 12 o'clock in Sena Bhavan. At the same time, BJP's parliamentary board has sent 2 emissaries, Rajnath Singh and JP Nadda, to Mumbai. So they'll be reaching by afternoon today, where they'll select a chief ministerial candidate from the elected MLAs of BJP. So that gives us an indication that BJP and Shiv Sena are trying to find a solution. But there hasn't been any direct talk between Shiv Sena and BJP. So that we'll have to wait and watch. Because NCP giving unconditional support to BJP gives them a bargaining power with Shiv Sena. BJP is now with strength and Shiv Sena doesn't have that strength, the required number. So they'll have to reduce their bargaining power and succumb to BJP's demands.
Indeed. Do stay with us, Rajkamal. I'll come to you for another reaction in just a bit. Let's move on now, of course, and take a look at what else has been happening. Of course, the BJP has set the ball rolling for forming the government in both Maharashtra and Haryana. The BJP parliamentary board, comprising top leaders of the party, met yesterday to decide on the further course of action. Prime Minister Narendra Modi chaired the meeting. The party has decided to send central observers to both Maharashtra and Haryana to elect a leader. Home Minister Rajnath Singh will go to Maharashtra accompanied by Party General Secretary JP Nadda to take stock of the situation. And Urban Development Minister Venkaiah Naidu will go to Haryana with Party Vice President Dinesh Sharma. A meeting of newly elected party MLAs from Haryana will be held in Chandigarh on Tuesday to elect the Chief Minister of the state.
और इसके लिए महाराष्ट्र में हमारे पर्यवेक्षक जाएंगे और पर्यवेक्षक के दृष्टि से आदरणीय राजनाथ सिंह जी जाएंगे और उनके साथ मुझे कहा गया है पार्टी की ओर से जाने के लिए। उसी तरीके से हरियाणा में आदरणीय वेंकैया नायडू जी और उनके साथ साथ दिनेश शर्मा जो राष्ट्रीय उपाध्यक्ष हैं वो हरियाणा जाएंगे और हरियाणा में नेतृत्व का चयन करेंगे।
Well, joining me on the program this morning to talk about what happened as far as the elections were concerned is Mr. Parsa Venkateshwar Rao Jr., editorial consultant of the DNA. Welcome, Parsa. Good morning, first and foremost. Quite a few developments have taken place overnight. The BJP has decided to send a couple of observers to both states, Haryana and Maharashtra, to decide who the leader of the party in both these states should be. Haryana, of course, is a foregone conclusion. It's just a matter of picking a chief minister. But Maharashtra does not seem that way, isn't it? First, they need to find an ally. and then find a chief minister. How is it going to work in Maharashtra?
In Maharashtra, I think they have the choice of choosing their chief minister because they are the single largest party. That is, they'll choose their legislative leader. And then he will be the front runner, the spokesperson or the pointsman who will deal with the allies, whoever they choose to, whether it's the most likely Shiv Sena or in the remote case of accepting the NCP's offer of unconditional support.
The NCP has in fact upset the apple cart as far as the Shiv Sena is concerned, because the Shiv Sena, when the trend started coming in yesterday, believed that they were going to be a part of the next government because the BJP was not going to form the government all by itself and the natural ally would be the Shiv Sena. But with the NCP or the Praful Patel's comment talking about giving unconditional support to the BJP now certainly puts the ball in the BJP's court to make the demands as far as the Shiv Sena is concerned.
It is true that it gives them a wider choice now. But I'm really surprised at the NCP's offer because no one asked them. And the reason why they lurched towards the BJP is quite surprising because going by the past record, apart from the fact when Sharad Pawar started his career in the late 70s, when his government had the Jan Sangh members, otherwise throughout the 80s and the 90s, Sharad Pawar had maintained a certain consistent stand that he would not go towards BJP for ideological reasons.
Was it a move out of desperation because there's nothing left really for the NCP now?
But I'm really surprised because it would not fetch them any brownie points in the sense that BJP might sort of use them as a prop but not reward them for any of for their offer of help because the BJP does not stand to gain by choosing the NCP for very many reasons. And the future of NCP depends on not with the BJP but with the Congress. Either they merge with the Congress or they keep an alliance with the Congress. It is now clear that they cannot emerge as a political force to reckon with on their own.
Okay, let's get a perspective in now from Mumbai. Rajkamal Rao is still with us on the program. Rajkamal, what is the word on that front? What's happening as far as the NCP is concerned? Has the NCP leadership really had any kind of a meeting with the BJP? Is that expected to happen during the course of the day?
Frank, that's not happening today. Today, as far as the BJP's plan is concerned, their first priority is to elect their chief ministerial candidate who can push for an alliance as said by Parsa. So they will have to choose their chief ministerial candidate because they are the single largest party. There is a governor's procedure is pending in Maharashtra because the elections were held under president's rule. So it's first election commission has to issue a notification saying that elections are completed. Then the largest party emerged out of these election results will have to elect their candidate who can go to governor and submit their letters of intent to form the government. So that is the process on which BJP is focusing first. Once that is in place, because they already have NCP support, so they can form the government. So it depends on what Vidyasagar Rao, the governor of Maharashtra, takes, whether he takes a call with BJP showing their 123 seats plus their NCP support, or will he ask for support in writing? So that's going to be the first priority of BJP. NCP supporting, they're all happy that actually strengthened BJP's power when it comes to bargaining table with Shiv Sena, Frank.
Indeed. Rajkamal Rao, thank you so much for joining us there with those updates from Mumbai. Will continue to come to you during the course of the day to get the latest. Let's now shift focus to Haryana. In Haryana, the voters spoke in a clear voice. The Congress and INLD have firmly been shown the door and the state has witnessed a clearing up of dynasty politics. Even the CAP leaders are left with virtually no presence in the new assembly. Bhupinder Singh Hooda officially resigned last evening. Here's a detailed report.
Celebrations for the BJP in Haryana. But introspection for the Congress in a state that it had well within its grasp for nearly 10 years. Narendra Modi's charisma prevailed once again for the BJP to help it score on debut. The Saffron Party tested electoral waters on its own for the first time in the state when wrested power from the Congress. The verdict has given dynastic politics in the state a huge jolt. Bigwigs of almost all parties lost. Early trends showed jailed INLD chief Om Prakash Chautala's family members are trailing on their seats. Chautala had appealed for votes, saying he would take oath as chief minister from the jail. For nearly 4 decades after its creation in 1966, Haryana politics was dominated by Devilal, Bansilal and Bhajanlal. Chief ministers from the Bansilal dynasty led the state for almost 13 years. Members of the Bhajanlal clan were in power for nearly 11 years. In the third place came the Chautalas, including Devilal, who were in power for 10.5 years. In fact, Bhupinder Singh Hooda seemed to be the only chief minister who did not come from a popular political family. The BJP's only strategy in Haryana seemed to revolve around Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his development pitch. In the end, that was all it needed. The party seemed to sense its big chance in the parliamentary elections itself when it won 7 of the state's 10 seats. The highest ever voter turnout also worked in its favour. The Congress ruled Haryana since 2005. In the final tally, it did not even manage the tag of being the main opposition party. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Parsa, is it the end of the road of dynastic politics in Haryana? Do we see some of these, stalwarts bouncing back maybe in the next elections?
I think a new generation will take over. Perhaps the Devilal Chautala line, perhaps will their dominance in politics will end, and so it is with the Bhajanlal family. So, but the new people will emerge. I think a new set of leaders will emerge, not from the families themselves, but from among the Jats, like perhaps Rao Birinder Singh, who has joined the BJP. Might lead the new Jat leadership. I think they have to reinvent themselves. But what I'm really keen to see both in Maharashtra and Haryana is how will BJP elect its chief minister? Will it follow the democratic process of allowing the legislators to elect? Or will these central observers go, as in the style of the Congress party, and pick and choose who is the most probable leader?
Which way do you see it going?
My feeling is that it will be the centralized thing, that the party observers will choose the chief ministerial candidate, of course, with due consultations, which is the Congress way of doing the things.
Yes.
I think that seems to be the style of these dominant parties, that they do not want to leave it all to the legislators themselves. But there is also the further problem in both these states, because they didn't announce the chief ministerial candidate
beforehand. Yes.
So it leaves a certain confusion and certain openness. So what the party leadership would say is that we are helping the legislators to find who is the most acceptable leader.
Indeed. We're going to see a lot of lobbying as well in the coming days. Thank you so much, Parsa Venkateshwar Rao, for joining us on the program this morning and sharing your expert views on the subject. Let's now take a look at some other election-related news. Votes under Nota clinched second spot in the assembly elections in Gadchiroli in Maharashtra. The assembly constituencies in Gadchiroli are reserved for tribes and non-tribals and don't get any opportunity for political representation. The divide between the tribals and the non-tribals reflects in choosing the Nota option in the segment. After the resounding success for the BJP in Maharashtra and Haryana, the Delhi BJP has said that it will push for fresh election in the national capital and may turn down any offer by Lieutenant Governor Najib Jung to take a shot at government formation. South Delhi MP Ramesh Biduri said that the assembly poll results have proved that support for the BJP was not waning and the party will come out with a clear mandate if Delhi goes to polls again. Industry body Asochem has said election results of the BJP in Maharashtra and Haryana assembly polls will give further impetus to the Modi government to push ahead with key economic reforms, including GST. It said new governments in these two states will bring in much better coordination between the centre and the states on important but politically difficult issues like labour reforms. I will slip into a short break now, but much more coming up on the other side. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Sabha television. Well, as protests rage in Hong Kong, leader C.Y. Leung has come up with a new accusation. He says external forces are involved in the territory's pro-democracy protests. Leung took a dig at protest leaders, saying demonstrations have gone out of control for the organizers. However, he refrained from giving names or details of the countries he thought were involved in igniting tensions in Hong Kong. The leader of pro-democracy protests strongly denied the allegations. Meanwhile, student leaders and Hong Kong officials have agreed to hold negotiations on Tuesday. The talks will be broadcast live on television.
I shan't go into details, but this is not entirely a domestic. But by comparison, I have to say, by comparison, Hong Kong is different. And the forces, political or otherwise, operating in Hong Kong are very different too.
Let's now get you a roundup of the other news-making stories from around the world in our World Wrap. Initial testing shows that Spanish nursing assistant Teresa Romero, who became infected with Ebola, is now clear of any traces of the virus nearly 2 weeks after she was diagnosed. Romero tested positive for Ebola on October 6th and had been quarantined in Carlos III Hospital in Madrid since then. Spanish government officials made the announcement in a statement saying Romero's immune system had eliminated the virus from her body. A second test will be run to absolutely confirm Romero's body is rid of the virus. Sri Lanka will contest the decision by a European Union court to delist the LTTE as a terrorist organization and will send an envoy to Strasbourg to lobby the EU against the order. Sri Lanka's EU ambassador Rodney Pereira is to travel to Strasbourg today to attend the EU Parliament's plenary session and to lobby the European Council to challenge the court's ruling. Last Thursday, the Court of Justice of the European Union ruled that the LTTE would no longer be kept on the Council's designated terrorist list. Nepal's army leading the rescue and recovery operation in the Himalayas after a deadly blizzard killed at least 39 people last week said that the recent improvement in weather conditions could speed up the search for survivors. Nepalese officials have rescued 63 trekkers, mostly foreigners stranded in the Himalayas so far. However, the search for 11 missing hikers still continues. On Sunday, authorities recovered the bodies of 2 hikers belonging to India and Japan. In a fresh rant against India, Pakistan People's Party chief Bilawal Bhutto vowed to wrest Kashmir from India. In his first public rally on Sunday, the next-gen politician said that Kashmir would become part of Pakistan. He said he was also seeking peace in Kashmir and his statements over Kashmir should not be misunderstood. Well, let's now bring you up to date with the stock markets. The US stock markets were closed over the weekend, but the Asian markets were at a high when they opened on Monday after a rebound in global equities and a report that Japan's pension fund will boost the stock holdings. Japan's Nikkei 225 stock average added 2.9% or 288.10 points to trade at 14,955 at the start of the day. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index added 0.56% or 14.50 points to trade at 23,023 at the start of the trading session. Well, let's now get you up to date with the sports stories from around the world in our Sports Wrap. Northeast United FC capitalized on a debatable penalty decision as they held FC Goa to a 1-1 draw in a high-intensity contest on Sunday. Playing their third match at home on the trot in the space of 7 days, Northeast United conceded a goal in the 17th minute after their goalkeeper made a blunder, but they got the equaliser in the 36th minute through a penalty at the Indira Gandhi Stadium. Czech midfielder Pavel Elias struck a stunner to help Delhi Dynamo's halt Atletico de Kolkata's 2-match winning run as both the teams settled for a point each after an intense 1-1 draw in their Indian Super League fixture. Barcelona's youth system product Joffrey Mateo gave the home franchise a 49th minute lead, but Dynamos brilliantly bounced back through Elias in the 73rd minute. Andy Murray boosted his chances of making the ATP World Tour Finals on Sunday when he defeated Spain's David Ferrer to claim the Austrian Open for his 30th career title. The hard-fought victory in 2 hours 41 minutes sends the Scot just shy of the 8th spot in the points race for the London season-ending finale, which begins in 3 weeks. Perez still trails Murray by just a handful of points in the race to the season-ending showpiece, with both men now heading to Valencia for next week's competition. Champions Bayern Munich crushed Werder Bremen 6-0 in the Bundesliga to protect their 4-point lead at the top. Lahm started the rout when he crashed his shot home from 14 meters out with 20 minutes gone at Munich's Allianz Arena. Frank Ribery making his comeback as a substitute on the R-League leaders. Bayern were in complete control, with Philippe Lahm and Xabi Alonso giving them an early 2-goal cushion. Italian legend Valentino Rossi won his first Australian Moto Grand Prix in 9 years after world champion Marc Marquez crashed out while holding a big lead at Phillip Island on Sunday. Rossi, one of the sport's greats with 9 world championships across all classes, swept to the front when Marquez came off his bike on the 18th lap to beat home teammate Jorge Lorenzo and Britain's Bradley Smith in an all-Yamaha podium. Well, that's it on this edition of the Bulletin. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.